Hello, everyone. Welcome back to TechLens today. I'm your host, Covenant. Today, I'm honored to be joined by Justus Oyinlola, the co-founder of Tiaago Africa. Tiaago is on a mission to help businesses in Nigeria streamline the way they find talent, make hiring smarter and even simpler. And they they help to they help startups to get the best team for whatever it is they are building. Justus, thank you for being here today. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing quite well, thank you.
Okay, that's nice. We're starting with the questions now. We'll be starting from your background. Tell us everything about your background, your education, career choices. Uh, Maybe you had an ambition when you were small, what you wanted to be. What led you to building Tiaago?
Okay, so that's a lot, right? But I'm going to try as much as possible to keep it short. Good day from here as well, right? I'm Justus and I'm the co-founder at Tiaago. Basically, a little bit about my background. A graduate of Obafemi University. I studied industrial chemistry. Initially, I didn't plan to study in industrial chemistry, though, right? My major ambition when I was in secondary school was to study pharmacy, but we all know how the education sector is. So they threw me to chemistry
Yeah,
education. So they threw me to chemistry education. I was just like, oh no, I can't do chemistry education, right? So I had to find a better course that also like is in line of what I'm actually like looking forward to, right? In pharmacy, right? So which was industrial chemistry. I guess that was why I switched to industrial chemistry and I graduated from data as well, right? You talked about more around what led to building Tiago. It's a whole lot of
yeah,
events, right? Um, I I co-founded a fintech startup when I was in 300 level, right? And to keep the long story short, we had a very beautiful product, right? And it was something solving a problem in the cross-border payment space. We all know how cross-border payment works, right? And we are actually like
yeah,
doing well, possibly after launch and whole. But at one point in time, we had to shut down based on some series of occurrences, which might even take a longer time. So some series of occurrences in terms of fraud-related issues, and I almost entered jail, though I entered detention, for over close to 2 weeks, right inside detention for fraud-related issues when I was in 300 level, and that experience actually like led us to actually like build Tiago, right? But Tiago did not start as Tiago. Of course, we were previously Talent Sync, where we connected talent to startups and businesses that are actually like looking for to hire them, and we work with a couple of number of startups to get the best bit of talent in the organization, basically. And the experience why um, connecting these talents to these startups and also ensuring they are actually like fit for the role they're hiring for actually led us to now building Tiago, right? That experience, that processes and how things were being done, especially in the recruitment space, brought out the whole idea around Tiago and how we actually like decided that, oh, let's just try out and build something to actually like solve this problem right in the recruitment space, basically. So yeah, that's just in short, that's just how my background is and how my journey actually like started.
Okay, that's great. I believe almost majority of founders we have today always have a moment where they had an issue and they just had to like start again or probably just pivot into a new system. Talking about your team, how did you meet your co-founders and even hiring your early team members?
Oh, okay. So my first team member, Daniel, right? It was my roommate, right? During
Oh, wow.
university, right? I think the day I actually like had that idea, I just woke up from my bed. I was just like, guy, I have this idea, blah blah blah. And funny thing was, he also like saw the sense out of it, right? At that point in time, too, right? So that was how we started. And there is also a technical person, right, who is currently a founding engineer. I've known him for over 4 years, right? I've previously also worked with him on certain projects. So I just like, oh, guy, we have something we want to like build. Is in this sector, and for is this something you can actually like commit yourself to possibly the next 3 or 4 years to be able to actively build, right? Because I'm not more of
Yeah.
I'm not an engineer, right? I'm much more of a technical product person, right? And also business related inclined too as well. So I guess that was how we were able to start off the early team, right? The remaining persons that actually like joined later on in the journey to were basically around us looking forward to actually like hire, right? For some specific expertise that we are looking for at that point in time. So yeah.
Yeah, that's actually great. Getting members that are committed to your goals. It's a it's a very crucial aspect to the success of any startup.
Yeah.
Moving to the next question, talking about the product. For someone that is learning about Tiaago for the very first time, what exactly does it do in the simplest way possible?
Okay. So Tiaago is an AI enabled recruitment platform, right? For recruiters, HRs, and also recruitment agencies, and also companies too as well that are actually like hiring. And the major goal is to streamline their whole hiring process, reducing that time to hire by 70%, where leveraging resume screening, skill assessment, sourcing, and also pre-screening interview, all working in an automated process, right? Where we tend to, shall I say, let recruiters or possibly HR focus on what actually matters, which is the end of it of interviewing the shortlisted candidate that our system actually like shortlist for them basically. So in short, it's the whole major goal is to make money for recruiters, of course, to save their time and also save them money while shall I say automating their manual process during the recruitment um phase basically. So yeah, that's basically what we do on that end.
Okay, that's actually very fantastic. What's one thing you discovered about your users that completely changed how you build the product?
Um Okay, the one thing we discovered was after we actually like pushed our first version, right? Of course we did some level of market research and some level of interviews and all. But one interesting thing was when we pushed our first version, we entered into getting people to now use the product, especially recruiters. And the initial ideology was, oh, the tools that are currently in the market are also like expensive for them to actually like leverage on, while we leverage on a usage based pricing model, for instance, right? And upon launching, right, we decided to push to these recruiters, oh, we've already like built the solution, come and use it, blah blah blah. And 9 out of 10 of them were saying, "Oh, we have multiple roles, right? And we would prefer subscription." So that alone, right? I was just like, "Oh, but we built usage based so that you just pay for basically what you use instead of just committing yourself to a contract based thing monthly to be able to use the product, right?" So I guess that scenario actually
Yeah.
like changed how we are actually like at attending to product building, and how best we want to also like satisfy our user in terms of using Tiago for their recruitment process basically.
All right, that's great. Moving on to the next question. In terms of building, what's been the hardest part of building? Is it the tech, the market, or the people side?
um I would say the market, right? The hardest part is not the tech. I would say majorly the reason why it's not the tech is majorly because we have some certain number of experience, right, building tech infrastructures, right? So that's the most easiest part of it, right? But the market is the hardest part from what I can see so far, majorly because most of our primary audience are already like using an existing tool or an existing solution where ours is actually like better. So the problem we are actually like now facing is more around, or how can we actually like convert them to cross carpet from their existing solution to our own solution, right? And yeah, it has been a little bit of also, but yeah, I think we are already like getting a grips of it basically.
Yeah, that's great. Talking about your journey now, what was the moment you thought uh Tiago might actually work? You must have it's at that moment.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, the moment I actually thought it might actually work was a day I was actually like pitching to an angel investor, right? I only just pitched for 10 minutes, and the funny thing was the person understood, right, everything I was saying, right, even without me saying everything, right. This person was able to also like project, and he immediately committed to the round we are raising at that point in that, oh, let me give you guys money, right, what do you guys need at this point in time, right. So I guess that was the first validation I had. Initially it was majorly around the market, the market research that we did. Oh, there's a market for this and all, right? But seeing somebody committing to the whole vision and idea around Tiago becomes a major validation for us, basically. So yeah,
Okay, that's great. On the flip side also, has there ever been a moment where you felt like this might not work or you started doubting what you were building?
yeah. I think I've also made mention of it earlier. The moment I thought of that was when we are having some back and forth with recruiters that are already like using existing tools majorly, right? You hear, oh sorry, we already like have an existing tool, right? And funny thing is it's much more even harder because it's more in the B2B space, and it's much even harder for us to actually like convert them to come and use our product basically. So at that point, anytime we have like that silent cricket, possibly a day or two, nothing from possibly users or nothing in the pipeline for us to actually like work on and stuff. Just like, oh, can this actually work? Or we are just playing. But yeah, I guess those moments are moments where I feel it might most likely not work. But I guess the progress we've had so far do act like some sort of validation to a reasonable extent that we can always like jump back in and say, oh, yeah, we can actually like make this work. We can actually like put in the effort and it can actually work if we actually like do the right way. So yeah.
Yeah, I personally think that's a fun part about working on a big project. How we're able to push through tough moments. That's
Yeah,
just the main thing.
yeah.
Now, talking about your vision, when you think about Tiago in 3 to 5 years, in terms of growth, what do you think? What do you see?
Okay, so what I see Tiago in the next 3 to 5 years is Tiago acting as an operating system for hiring, right? Where all organizations across different sectors would be able to use Tiago for their hiring process majorly, right? All the manual tasks that encompass hiring process, Tiago would definitely like undo it across any sector, right? So I see Tiago as an operating system for hiring while we provide that flexibility and also capability in the next 3 to 5 years, empowering key hiring solutions and also key hiring decisions across reputable companies or organizations, basically. So, yeah.
Okay, cool. Do you see Tiago scaling outside Nigeria, like scaling to the global stage?
Yes. Most absolutely. Currently, we have a couple of users from United Kingdom, US too as well, and I think Australia, right? And the interest has been fantastic. Currently, they're even trying to also like test our product and see if it actually like works, and which we also like hoping their feedback would be great for us to actually like capitalize on it to expand more into the international market. But yes, you can obviously like use Tiago outside Nigeria, to facilitate your hiring process. And currently, also you can also do that because um, we made it much more easier for people outside Nigeria to pay for our system via Stripe. So instead of you having issues with paying for the software that we built, right, we implemented Stripe as a payment
Yeah.
processor to be able to facilitate that as well. Across USD, euros, and pounds too, you can be able to easily do that too. So yeah.
Now that's very fantastic. Now, talking about the human side of being a founder, how do you keep your head in the game? You know, being a founder, you are constantly occupied with a number of things. You're trying to get funding, you're trying to manage your team. How do you stay grounded when things get tough, when things get stressful?
Okay, so this might sound not conventional, right? But most times, if because I'm always having headaches, anytime I have is a small roadblock, right? And the one major thing is I'll
Yeah.
just call one of my teammates, which is our founding engineer, that, oh, are you at home? We just play game. So we just play game for you. And yeah, we've been in that loop for over a while now, right? Play game for like 2 3 hours, gist, talk about the product and how best we can improve one or two side out of it. And whenever I get back, possibly watch a movie and sleep. And whenever I wake up back like this, I think I'll be fully charged again to go on the journey. So that has been the cycle over time. But I love games, so you won't blame me. I love games so much. So
Obviously, I won't.
so yeah,
I really think that everybody just has their own coping mechanism.
yeah,
I, playing game is a wonderful way of just clearing your head for the meantime.
yeah.
Talking about building for Africa, what do you wish people understood better when they are building a startup for Africa?
Um, yeah. So for the African space, I feel like it's much more better that you start. And I think we already like been hearing that line before that you start. And the funniest thing is, um, whenever you start, whenever you push that product to the market, you learn most likely a total different thing than what you find out during your research stage or during your market research stage, especially when you are now dealing with real customers and with them actually like committing to paying and using your product basically. So what I would just say is start, right? It doesn't come out full fledged. And funny thing is you might actually like also need to pivot into something better or into a different thing entirely later on. But instead of wasting that time of, oh, we are trying to perfect the product for 8 months, 9 months kind of a thing, it's not yet solid, and oh, just start and you see how best things pans out from there.
Yeah, that's fantastic. We've come to the end of the show today, and as a way of testing our knowledge about tech in Africa, in Nigeria as a whole, we have a small quiz that we normally ask our audience, ask anybody that comes to the show. Talking about Nigeria tech founder, there has been a tech founder in Nigeria that has built two unicorns in their career. Can you tell us the name?
Oh, in Yabuiji.
Yeah, that's wonderful. That's very straightforward. Thank you for thank you for getting it right, and thank you for joining us on the show today. And I'm so happy that you took out time to join us today.
Yeah, sure.
And for those people watching us at home, kindly like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And always always stay in touch with the show and
Yeah,
always be ready to know who is coming next. Thank you for joining us today.
yeah. All right. Thank you. Have a lovely day.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.